right, so welcome everybody. This is part 2 of the series of workshops on understanding plasma science. Today we'll be focusing on the next 3 topics, which is the health section, the soul, and the nature, which encompasses agriculture and the whole environment. Today the health section will be given by Dr. Rodrigo, and so I'd like to just hand over to Dr. Rodrigo if he's there, and then he may begin his presentation.
Hello everyone. I just want to welcome to a new and the future listeners of the new teachings about plasma technology. So this new technology is brought by the CAS Foundation, and thanks to Mr. Cash, Maharan Tevakoli Cash. He's a science and nuclear physicist. And he was raised and surrounded by people involved in the medical field. So he was able to understand the body, and not only the body, but the world and the universe. And he's dedicated his life to share all his knowledge to humanity. So we know there's a lot of information out there. For some people, it's difficult to find the principles of this technology. So now, thanks to CAS Foundation and Gene McDonald, who have decided to bring this new concept of basics of every aspect of health, agriculture, transportation, everything. So you'll be able to understand and encourage you to continue with this beautiful technology. We only have one condition of this. The condition is that once you have all this information, share all your knowledge with your family, your neighbors, your friends. That's the only way we can change the whole world. Basically, this new workshop is about health, and all this information, as I said, is going to give you basics, but you can find all this information and more on YouTube. Everything, every knowledge, every teaching has been posted on YouTube, and you can find it from 1 to 181 Knowledge Seekers Workshop, or even on the Cash Health Teaching Workshop, and as well to KFSSI Blueprints Teaching. You will find all this information, but I know, as I said, it is difficult to find the basic, because for some people to watch all this information, all this teaching, it requires a lot of time. So this is the idea, to bring you the basics of everything, so it will be easy for you to understand this beautiful technology. And this chapter, we're going to understand a little bit how life is created, what plasma or gans is, how the body works as a plasma unit, and how the body interacts with the plasma fields. Interesting. And we're going to repeat continuously a lot about this concept in the future, so you will be able to understand all this beautiful technology. So basically, to understand how the body works or form, is we have to understand in the universe, we have all these elements. This periodic table we have on the right side means that all these elements exist in the whole universe, plus other elements that we still don't know. But these are in all the universe. And understand that in the whole universe, there's a magnetic gravitational field. Every single element, small, big element, has a magnetic gravitational fields. So interact in between each other. So here on Earth, specifically on Earth, we interact, the gravitational field of Earth here and the sun would interact. Two fields, when they rub each other, they create light. So yes, creates light. So what you see, for a lot of people, is going to be a surprise, but when you see outside on the beautiful morning, clear sky, you see that beautiful sun shining outside. Well, actually, it's not the sun. It's this light. This light is being produced or made by the interaction of these two fields. And one of the how we can be sure that this is a light, is not the sun. When you go outside in the space, you see the whole space is black. It's totally black, no light. If we have a big light like this one, we're thinking that everything and every part of the universe has been light, has been shining like the blue, like a daylight, but not. Everything that interacts in this field, here inside we see the light, but outside we don't see any light. If you watch any those videos of the astronauts working outside on the satellite, you will see that there's no light. Not only not light, there's no stars. So as well, there's no star. You cannot see our stars out here. But when you are inside Earth, the stars, like the sun, interacts with the field of Earth, so you can see the star. But the stars are on this level. You see the reflection of that with all the interaction of this magnetic gravitational field of the stars with the Earth, and you see the lights, those little points, those little lights, as the stars. But outside, we don't have. But with that interaction, besides the lights, we know we have seen, we've heard many times through the medical field that with the sun, you only have that helps to produce or synthesize the vitamin D to help us for the light. But actually, it's a little things. Actually, what we have from the sun is these elements. As I said, all these elements are universal and universe exist. But here in the interactive bring this element: carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. The body, not only the body is made of these elements, 96% of the body is made of these elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. 96%. As well, the plants are made of these elements. Animals are made of these elements. And only 3%, 4% of these elements are the rest. We are made of 25 elements. You have to understand 25 elements. If we bring balance with these 25 elements, that means we can handle every disease we have. So it will be easier to bring balance to the body. We'll explain in the future how you create diseases, how the body creates diseases, because you are the one who create all the diseases. We never explain in the future, but you have to understand that in order to bring balance to the body, in order to be able to change the structure of the body, to bring the normal functionality of the body, you have to work with these elements. So also you have to understand, and this is for the future, as we said, those elements exist all over the universe. So that means that every planet, not only in this solar system, but everywhere in the universe, every planet that interacts with their own sun interacts with those fields and brings different elements into that planet. And they will create life in a different way, a life that will be according to the environment of this planet. So don't expect to see the same kind of life that we have on Earth. That will be different, a little different, or a lot of different. So unfortunately, the system or the media have put on our mind that everything that is not with the shape of the human become a monster. They're not. So there are different kinds. We have to understand that there's a different kinds of life with different shapes. But it doesn't mean they are terrible or aggressive. There are different lives. So here on Earth, the interaction of the sun on Earth brings the carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. And it comes to the body. That elements works on the body. The carbon, all those elements are continuously interacting with the body. Inside that means is that trying to explain that this is the whole body. But inside the carbon, inside the body, the carbon is connected to every single cell of the body. The oxygen is the one who brings elements inside the body. He is like in control of elements that comes to the body. The nitrogen are in control of what things has to be eliminated by the body. And the hydrogen, it brings the energy to the body. So that's important of these elements. So, but also we have to understand, we have to be familiar with the other elements. like the 3% of the element is calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, phosphorus, chlorine, and sulfur, because we're going to start making GANs out of this. We have to understand that not only the elements that comes from the interaction of sun and earth, but also elements that have on the planet. Like calcium is important for the bone formation, to growing nerves, to enhance the immune system. And we're going to give you more information on how this calcium works on that. So we're going to start making GANs of this as well. Not only the GANs of the CH3 that you've been familiar with, the CO2 and copper oxide, but you will learn how to make GANs of everything. Also magnesium, that is important to bone structure, to rebuild muscles, rebuild organs, tissues. The sodium to interact with the formation of the electrolyte structure, and it controls the pH levels on the body. Potassium as well to help to grow nerves, and also works on the electrolyte structure. So it is important to understand all those kinds of elements. As phosphorus, chlorine, sulfur, that has a different application in the body. We will learn how to make, in a very easy way, how to make GANs out of these elements. And the 1% of those elements is just a little bit of that, but they plays an important role in the body. Like iron, we know that helps to build blood, but also we'll be able to build hemoglobin out of the iron, using metals, using alchemy. We'll be able to make hemoglobin. So in the future, we won't have to make or give blood transfusion to people. We'll be able to do all this stuff with this technology. Zinc plays an important role on the emotions of the body. So we understand inside the body, inside the brain, we don't have blood inside the brain. This is control for certain elements, but zinc is one of the most important to control the emotion. And also we're going to explain how this elements work on your emotions and your body to create that we can help the body to regenerate itself, to bring balance to the body, to get rid of all diseases. Copper, that is important to build muscles, cartilage, and ligaments. It's important. Iodine, how you connect yourself to the soul. It's incredible. All these single elements plays an important role in your body, and you will understand, you will be able to control it, to use them, instead of using those millions or thousands of medications that have been built or made to bring to control the diseases. Once we understand this, how to use those elements, we can bring balance to the body and make the different changes, incredible changes in the body. That is important. So if you see any chemical formula, anyone, you will see this. You will see the carbon, you will see the hydrogen, you will see the nitrogen, everything. This is the formula of chemical formula, every amino acid in the body. On the right side, when we add to those elements that come from the interaction of the sun and earth, comes to the body, when we add those elements that belongs to the planet Earth, like iron, it creates hemoglobin for the humans, or magnesium, chlorophyll for the plants. So interacts, all these elements interacts with the elements of the world and of the planet, and creates different kinds of life, different kinds of interaction. So, and the combination of all these amino acids, it helps to build proteins, muscles, blood, heart, liver, lungs, and everything else that makes up for our body. So it will be easy for all you to use all these elements and bring balance to your body, make disappear every disease. Now we're understanding. I, as a doctor, I've been practicing for more than 30 years, and let me tell you, this new technology is so beautiful that will be easy to handle every disease, easy to build. You will, at the end of this teaching, you will be able to build not only elements, GANs of these elements, plasma of these elements, but also be able to build units that bring balance to your body, that we call them health units, because it brings balance. It creates an environment to bring balance to your body. So you will be able to do that. You will see a different prototypes, different shapes and forms of this health unit that will be easy to work with. So, but we have to understand the basic of this. On the current science, we see this kind of formula, the connections between every element like this, but actually is on the right side. This is interaction. Every element, as we said, every element has a magnetic gravitational field. So everything is connected to those fields. Everything in the universe and the body, what is inside is outside, everything in the planet, everything is connected. And we're going to repeat it over and over again. We are connected through the fields of magnetic gravitational field. Every single cell in your body is connected to that field. So instead of seeing those elements, they connect like there's one molecule of carbon with another molecule of carbon and nitrogen like this. Actually, they're interacting in between them, all together, moving together to create a bigger field. As also that you're going to be familiar with is this, because those numbers that we see like here, hydrogen 2, carbon 24, what does it mean? So you have to be familiar like this. We see here atomic weight is 72. The interaction of all these elements, every molecule of all this, the atomic weight is 72. How do we get to that number? So it is important and you understanding how to deal with these elements. Because in the future, once you understand the atomic mass of every element, that the atomic number, you will know which one is stronger and which one is weaker. So you will handle those elements. Also, the understanding the way the strength of those elements, you will use it accordingly to change something in your body. So it's important to have this. I myself, I have the periodic table in my office, in my garage, everywhere that I work. Everywhere that I work with this technology, I have this periodic table with me. I have to understand how every single element works on the body. So like this one, to give you an example, this oxygen, if we have a periodic table, I put them on the red box on the right side. On the top is oxygen. You see on the bottom, the atomic mass is 15.9. So we run in 16. So every molecule of oxygen, the weight is 16, and then we have 2 oxygen here, it becomes 32. So the weight, atomic weight of the oxygen is 32. The carbon here, as you see on the right side on the top is 12. So that means two molecules of carbon makes 24. So the atomic weight of the carbon is 24 in this formula. Hydrogen on the left side, on the top on the left side, we have in the red box is 1. So we have 2 hydrogen. So the atomic mass is 1. The atomic mass is because we have 2 molecules of hydrogen is atomic weight of 2. The nitrogen here on the right side as well, this is 14. So the atomic mass, the atomic weight of the nitrogen is 14. And we add all those atomic weight of every single element becomes 72. So this is the this is the strength of this elements, of this combination of elements, 72. So you will be able to understand how strong is every element, but you have to have this periodic table. So this one, to give an example, the number that has on the top is atomic number. That means that gives you the idea how many protons and electrons has this element. Sometimes not all the elements, 1/3 of the elements of this periodic table has the number represents the protons, but not necessarily have the same amount of electrons. That's what we call them isotopes. So some elements has isotopes. That means they have a different amount of electrons. They have the protons that been a number on the top left of the every element that is presented in this table, but not necessarily will have the same electrons. As I said, some of them will have a different ones. And then you will, in the future, you will be able to understand this isotopes of elements. You will be able to to make them through producing or making different kind of fields. So another example here is atomic mass. Atomic number is on the top, as I said, to represent the numbers of electrons and protons. And on the bottom is atomic mass of this element, which is, and we want to know how many neutrons this element has. So we have the little equations. So we have here the atomic mass, which is 23. And we subtract the number of atomic numbers 11. So that means when we do this equation, we know how many neutrons this element has. Like this one, aluminum, we have the atomic mass of 27. This one, we run at this number, and the atomic number is 13. That means that it has, when we subtract the atomic number from the mass, we know how many neutrons we have in this element. Because this is important, because sometimes with some reactions or mix of gans, we can remove some neutrons from some elements. We can remove some molecules from some elements and change it. So on the chemical and the science, the current science, when we see those periodic table and see those elements are different, means that there is no way to change this. But in the plasma technology, in the plasma field, we understand that we can change any elements, just subtracting, just removing some electrons of that element becomes another one. So we'll be able to understand how to bring any elements in the future. So here, so this in the plasma structures, we see this. As I said, every single element has a magnetic and gravitational field. Every single one, consistent, and all together creates a field. Creates what we call a Coulomb barrier. It's a field, a magnetic or gravitational field. The stronger field will be in the center, and the weakest field will be on the outside. But every single element is connected from one side. It comes the energy from the other one. So it's gravitational, comes the energy. Magnetical gives away energy. But also this energy that gives away, some of them comes back to here to the element, to the center of the element, and that is connected. The magnetical field gives away to connect to the other one. It becomes gravitational to the other one, gets received, and this one receives gravitational and gives magnetical. So this terminology you will be familiar with. This is important. So another thing, as a current science, we see with somebody refer to the nucleus and protons, electrons, is like forming an orbit like this, a very defined orbit around the nucleus. But actually, it's not this way. Every element, like electrons, has their own magnetic gravitational field, the proton as well, and the neutron, every single one. And when you get together, it forms one field. It's like having a matches. You have a little box with matches. You light one match, you have a light in one match. You have another match, you have a light in the other one. But when you put it together, it becomes one. You don't know which one belongs to what. So it becomes one. This is the same way every magnetical field, when they interact together, becomes one. And actually, in the real life, is not the way we see here. And because every element, like this one is not connected by itself, related. It doesn't create the orbit like the way it's showing here around the nucleus. Actually, every single element, this one interacts with the nucleus, but also this part interacts with this one interacts with this one, also this one. So the orbit is not as soft and round like this. It's actually moving in the different shapes like this. All the orbits is different. It's not this one. It's so irregular. It's not, I'm sorry. So the shape of that is not the way we present it in the regular science, in the current science. It's totally different because every element is moving to different shapes. Even the planet Earth doesn't go around the Earth like a soft and beautiful round orbit. Actually, is very irregular. It's not up and down it goes because the Earth interacts not just only with the sun, but also Earth interacts with every single planet of the solar system, interact with each other. That's why there's different movements of every single one, as well as this one. So this is, in the future, we'll now understand, you'll be able to make those ganses. Gans, what does it mean, gans? Gans means gas and nano state, and small particles. Nano, when we call about, we refer to nano, it's a small, very small particles, and it's just like a solid gas state. You move it, this, when you create this gans, it's incredible, the energy, you can feel it. It's not like when we talk about different elements like crystal, we know that the crystal have incredible things that can make to the body, but we don't feel anything when somebody gives us or elements, or this is going to give you some energy. Oh yes, peace and love. We don't feel anything. This one, when we interact with these ganses, we feel the energy. Your body feels the energy. This is, you can feel it when you mix it. It becomes stronger or weaker, but you can feel the change of every single gans that you're making. It's beautiful. So the body is made of millions and millions of these gravitational magnetic fields. Everywhere are this. Every single cell in your body is these gravitational magnetic fields. We're saying in the medical field, okay, every organ, every single cell is connected to connective tissue. But what is a connective tissue? We don't know. We don't understand. It doesn't make sense. We take it for granted, though whatever they say that is the way it is in medicine. But it's not. Actually, every single cell in the body is connected is connected to every single other cells through the magnetic gravitational field, as well as, and this is the thing that the problems with the medical field is they don't address that field. When we have, then go back to the other one, that every single cell has the magnetic gravitational field and creates a field around the body. And it's incredible ways to prove that that field exists. It's not just imaginary thing that we brought up. There's a lot of technology out there that prove that we have that field around the body. There's incredible ways to prove it, and we'll do it. We have incredible, beautiful examples how to understand how to prove that body, that energy body around you, that field around your body really exists. And that is where we're gonna work with. So if we wanted to make any change on your body, we're going to use that field that you have to create a different environment. So because through your body comes a lot of energy. Normally, also in the future, we're going to explain how the body feeds itself. 80% of the energy that the body gets is through the skin and what you breathe, and 20% through the food you eat. So that field, that energy, it comes to your skin, is receiving energy constantly, all the time. 80% of the energy that your body needs in order to survive comes through your skin. So if the energy comes through your skin, imagine what can we do? It's a lot of fields that we can work with. It's a beautiful field that now we can work with. So to create that field, you need something, you need a medication, you need something, whatever elements to bring balance to your body, we took advantage of that field, put another kind of field around that field, so it comes to your skin, through your skin, to your body, and make those changes. We don't need, in the future, we don't need to take any pills and injections, any tablets, any capsules. We don't need to do that. We can create plasma of every element that we need. Even here in the future teachings, we'll teach you how to make plasma out of your medications, so you don't have to buy any more medications, any more pills. Whatever you have, you're going to change it on plasma. We'll teach you how to make plasma out of those medications and use it, just the energy plasma, and it will last forever. You don't have to buy any new pills in the future. You create a plasma, the gans, those gans, the photo you see, the zinc gans, and when you make gans of medications, it will last forever, for many, 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 many years. So you don't have to buy new medications in the future, and just put it around the field and it will have the same effect, exactly the same effect. Every organ, every single organ, as I said, have magnetic gravitational field. Our body is made of various gans. It's in a GANS state, every organ in the body. That's also we're going to explain how the body works. It's not the way we thought it works. It's totally different. It's in a GANS state. It's totally energy. So the body takes energy out of the food, the environment, not the solid stuff. So we are full of strength of energy. This collection of various field strength and combination makes up the different organs. Every single organ has its own magnetic gravitational field. So we can work specifically with every single organ, create different fields to target organ, to change it, just create energy to change that organ. We don't have, as I said, and I'm going to repeat it over and over again, we don't need injections, we don't need medications, we don't need that. Just create an environment, and that environment put all those elements that your body needs, and it will make those changes. Everything. So now we're understanding that the field, using this energy fields, will allow us to restore the body to its original health state. It will be easy. And not only the body. As I see this photo, this is a new future for animals, for everything. We build in a health unit for animals. The same way the body works is the same as the animals, the plants. So we changing the whole structure, the whole way of handling the whole world is going to be different, beautiful.